Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to everybody in the chat. And welcome, Susan. Thank you so much again for being here always. You're so
You're
sweet.
welcome.
Thank you.
So
Today's our final collaboration for this period of time. Anyway, we will be collaborating again, but our Sunday show is going to go off for the rest of March, unless I come on and just pull some cards or something. But in April, it will come back, and it will be with Jean Alabri and also with Mark Alta, who is the animal communicator. So he'll be coming back too once a month or so. So I think it will all be great. But I'm going to miss my Susan.
we'll see each other. We'll all see each other.
I'm not worried about that.
Around.
Around.
We're all one big happy family.
We are one big happy family. Absolutely. So it looks like something happened when I tried to schedule this, and there's a lot of people that were here, I don't know, maybe last night at 7:00 or something, and I apologize for that. My internet went kafooey. It doesn't work at all. And you all know that from my post on my community board that I'm working on a roof problem and a house problem, but I'm all set. I'm up here in Oak Harbor at my husband's office, and we're staying in our RV, and everybody's healthy, and we are going to figure everything out eventually.
But I would say, because Allie won't ask for herself, I would say anybody that wants to send positive energy for her to have this kind of multiple issues, find a happy, medium, a happy sort of resolution. I'm sure she would accept that. I think you really could use.
Yes, I absolutely would.
Uplifting energy around that, because there's no easy solution. So
no, there isn't. Yeah.
She would love to have that help.
I would love to have Reiki for myself, and Keith would love it too. And I don't know, good thoughts. Thank you, Juno. Good thoughts about my situation, that it will come out okay. So thank you so much. And I asked Linda G to, it's going to be on the 15th, to pray for me as well.
Okay,
so
good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, her prayer is
powerful.
I mean, it's powerful.
It
really is powerful.
It is. It's amazing. So yes, the lady that helps her wrote me and said that on the 15th show, they'll put my name on there too. So I'm thankful for that. Everybody's been so kind and so loving, and they always are, but super, super sweet. And thank you all for all that you do. And hello to, hi, Marg and Juno and Ellen and Janet and Linda. Thank you all for being here. Plucky Heroine. Oh, I love that. Dozen Cats, Kelly, thank you, sweetheart. Romeo's Rescuers, Rainy. Oh, it's good. So glad to see everybody. Alice Leong, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So today we have some questions, and we're going to get to those questions. And then I guess we just want to celebrate the fact that we've had the best time here, honestly. We really, really have.
And it's because of you guys, right? I mean, Allie and I would love to just get on here and chat, but you guys bring the opportunities for healing, for all of us to grow. I know that I've grown by my association with Allie and you guys. I mean, it's just an amazing community that we have here and also on YouTube. So it's just a celebration of all of us.
It is. It's a celebration. And I think that we need to also be sending lots and lots of love and energy, of course, to our Ukrainian. We are Ukrainians. We are. Everybody is a Ukrainian. And even the Russians, they're trying to get out of their country. They're so upset. And, I don't like to bring everybody down. We want to keep our message light, but, keep them in your prayers. And we've got, what have we got? Like maybe 60,000 Ukrainians that used to live there and moved to the United States have gone back to fight. And I think we have some mercenaries over there, some, 16 or 18,000 people that were in the service, and they're going over to help. So we certainly can see that if we can't do it one way, we can do it another way. And I really, really admire those people so much for doing it, because I understand why we can't do it. Because we don't, although he's going to find an excuse anyway, because he said even sanctions are a declaration of war. So
his days are numbered, folks, but unfortunately, in those days before they're numbered, he will do maximum damage. And that is just what it is. And I see Ukraine like a phoenix rising out of the ashes. So
good. I'm glad to hear that, Susan. Yeah.
The thing is that it's bringing the whole world together in ways that we couldn't have been brought together before. So there is a little bit of a silver lining. And also, somebody just, Mark just mentioned that those people that lost everything in the tornadoes in Iowa. Oh my God. People died. I mean, it's just, look, so you guys, we have to also love on ourselves so that we can get through whatever these big earth changes and life changes that are coming at us. I mean, Allie's going through them as well, right? So a lot of us are going to be hit with things that are Spirit is going to ask us to really kind of be flexible and get through, but you can't be so flexible if you're only standing on one foot. So let's put both feet on the ground and let's really stabilize ourselves. Let's love ourselves. Let's fill our cup up so that when we do these prayers, the prayers have all that much more energy applied to them because our energy is high. Right? So please, please, please take care of yourself. Don't allow yourself to not take care of yourself because you're worried about Ukraine or Iowa. That doesn't help anybody when we don't take care of ourselves. It doesn't help those people. No, it doesn't. So please take care of yourselves, and so we can send prayers to all these people that are suffering.
You know, right now with the Pluto energies, and I'm not an astrologer, but I do realize that a lot of things are coming back around, circling around, and there's just a lot of changes for all of us. I mean, we've kind of realized that a couple of weeks ago when Susan has to step down and get her stuff done that she needs to do. And I know she had to step away from her show on Thursday with Jennifer as well. Everybody's been called to action, so to speak. And so it's just, it is what it is, and things do change. But when things change, it's very, very difficult, especially when those changes, people pass away, people are in war, things like that. So yes, absolutely. We do have to keep our energy focused on what we need to do, but we still can send out others to other people. So thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. So yes, some of you here, this is our last show on Sundays. With Susan. So we're having some fun today, hopefully a little bit of fun. And we're going to do the questions that we had. I had 2 left over from last week. We're going to start with those, and then we'll do the other ones and talk to you about maybe something you might want to ask later. Collectively, I think would be the better collective asking. So Tracy Godkin, will the police find those individuals who were involved in a shooting that led to a stray bullet hitting my sister-in-law as she left work? And will they be held accountable? Will justice be served? First of all, I am so sorry that happened to your sister-in-law.
I am so
My
sorry.
Goodness.
I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying, guys. It's going to get a little bit dark. I'm just being honest with you guys. It's going to get a little dark, but it's going to pass. Okay. So we just have to sort of take care of ourselves until it passes. I promise you it's going to pass, but man, we're going to be challenged a bit here. Wow. So Tracy, again, I'm so sorry. So will the police find these individuals who were involved in a shooting? Yes, I do see that happening. I mean, this is from last week. They might have already found them by now. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But I do see, yes, they're going to find them. Will justice be served? That's a question that a justice according to who, right? Justice according to the law, the lawyers, the judge, you know, everybody has their own idea of justice when you have things that happen to your loved ones. But I do think that they will be found, and I do think some form of justice, yes, will be applied.
Okay. I have a new set of cards called Infinity Oracle, and they're really they are more of it's like a pendulum in some ways. They just have words on them. I get here counsel and therapy, and notice the word counsel is spelled as like an attorney. Okay. If it was counseling, it would be spelled differently. So she should seek counsel and therapy, hopefully, because that would create terrible PTSD. Oh my God.
I hope she's okay.
I hope she's okay too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it says it hit her, but I assume she's okay.
Right.
Oof.
Everything right now is smoke and mirrors. Be careful. Be careful, because probably they're trying to blow smoke up her, and yeah, but I think so. It just may take a while, but she needs to get she needs an attorney, and she needs to talk to somebody, because I believe she's probably having PTSD, and who wouldn't?
Yes.
Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I sure hope she's okay. I really do. Thank you. All right, Tracy.
Take good care, Tracy. Okay.
Absolutely. Tell her that we send all kinds of love and light to her. This is a pretty long one, but basically Lisa wants to know if you see her finding a new construction home by the summer and signing a contract. She's going to be moving back to Florida in May. She had relocated due to COVID. It's been hard to travel. My family and I went there and looked at new homes, but we didn't find what we were looking for. So her question at that time. So I guess she's really, this is the bottom line. Do you see her finding a new construction home?
Lisa L.
Lisa L.
Lisa, it's complicated. Listen, I'm just going to say this. I could come on here and just tell you guys everything you want to hear. You know what I mean? I could just say, yes, you're going to find a home. Yes, you're going to get a job. Everything is positive. I can't do it. I have to tell you what Spirit says, because I've entered a contract with them. I honor them and they honor me with the information. It's very complicated. I see you being thwarted is the word they just used. I see you being a bit irritated. It's Mickey Mouse. Do you understand when you go to one place and they say, no, you have to go over there, and you go over there, and no, I'll go over here. The runaround. And I feel like all of that is happening because it's supposed to be happening. I feel like this is hard to hear. Look, I get upset when my spirit guides tell me I can't do things. You guys know I do the videos. But it's because there's a potential here for you to make a bad decision. And what I'm hearing is subsidence, heartbreak. Yes, I'm hearing subsidence. So I'm hearing that the ground will be sinking, that the ground is not stable, that there's engineering. I just heard the word malfeasance, which is a pretty, go back to that word where we legal. I mean, that's bad. So I'm saying to you, instead of being in a rush to do this, I would take your time, do your due diligence. And I mean, don't just trust in this time of our whatever astrologically crazy nuts things are happening right now. It's
not a good time.
We've got to do more due diligence than normal. So you need to kind of get your own soil engineer, right? And this is what they're telling me right now. And it's interesting because I live on the Gulf Coast too. What I do is I go talk to the neighbors. Have you been having any problems? Does it flood? Are you having any subsidence? The neighbors will tell you. The neighbors will be honest with you. Find the neighbors that have been there for 10, 15, 20 years. They'll tell you what's going on.
They will. Yeah.
There's a reason that lot, that acre has been not built on, because the whole neighborhood drains to it, right? Something like that. Right. So step back, take a deep breath. This is really important. Step back, take a deep breath, and make some interim plans. Okay. Interim plans so that you don't feel desperate to have to sign a contract. What do you think, Allie?
I absolutely agree with you. I'm seeing shifting sands, like maybe there's a swamp underneath and there was a man in Florida, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, that was in bed and his whole house fell into a sinkhole and he died. So it's just better to wait. It's better to wait. And I get another card too. The other one was heartbreak if you do it now, but I have here, check your vibration, check the vibration of those people that you're dealing with. Because if you're here, then you have an idea what we're talking about vibration. And there are people that do not care. They sink to a low vibration. And there are people that, you can tell whether or not they look like they're going to be doing anything. I do want to say that somebody here, let's see, Siada, I think her name is, Saturn is invisible, and so insecurity and injustice in the world, it will rise March 20th. But Blessed really wants to know, and it's really hard to determine timelines, Blessed 1111, it really is. A lot of it's going to depend.
Because I'll tell you why, because Putin has free will. You know, Trump had free will, right?
Right.
All these players have free will. And so, yes, the forces of justice are running after them, but they're running away. So it's a cat and mouse game. But I think that what I just specifically right now, I see things really lightening up by this summer. So when I say dark, I mean like we're just in a dark cloud. It just feels like a stormy cloud is over us right now. Of course, some of that is uncertainty, right? When things are, when humans feel uncertain, we feel fearful, and then we, clamp down. We want to step back, and that stepping back is going to affect the stock market and everything. I know that the rich people aren't putting their orders in because I have clients that are, rich, whatever. So that uncertainty is going to kind of spread like wildfire. And then unfortunately we have some of this bad weather. We have those tornadoes, but we also have fires and other things that just happen at this time of year. So I do see by midsummer, I kind of see a lull. I kind of see a nice, and listen, you guys, make hay while the sun shines. If the energy feels good for you, regardless of what it's doing in the world, if it feels good for you, go out and be happy.
Yeah. Somebody said that. A lady that was in Ukraine was being interviewed, and she said, "Would you please enjoy the sunshine? Will you enjoy your couch? Will you enjoy your bed? Whatever, because you just don't know. You just have to be adaptable." Absolutely.
There you go. That's another way to look at it. She's telling you while I'm sleeping on a concrete floor on a mattress, she wants you to enjoy what you have, because
what you have
be in my place at some point.
That's right.
So, I know it's hard. I'm not saying it's not hard.
It is hard. And some people feel
I wake up, I'm happy, and other mornings I wake up and I'm like, my God, what is going to hit next? That impending sense of doom, right?
We're dazed and confused.
Dead on. I'll drink water to that.
Yeah, really. So Dave Johnson is putting something together for a channeling of Gaia for certain meditation. Some other people have also posted on their channels. If you look back in the chat, everybody, you'll be able to see those things. Check it out, because, everybody around the community does a lot of work for, situations that we have. And I also understand what you feel like with a cloud around you. I'm thinking of, I just thought of Pigpen from Charlie Brown. You know how he had the dirt all around him all the time? And I feel like that we're dealing with the dirt, we really are. So, we just have to remember. It's not your dirt.
I want to tell you guys this. Is it mine? Right. So when I have that impending sense of doom, that something like I had this morning, something terrible is going to happen. So the first thing you need to do is look at yourself. Am I okay?
Right.
Am I okay?
Is it me?
I'm okay. Are my family, my house, my community? Check.
Right.
Then it's not mine. And why am I carrying it? Because it's only going to hurt me. And if I'm not, again, you guys, if you're not operating at 100%, if your cup isn't full, you're not helping anybody.
Right.
You're not. Yep. It's not helping anybody to just absorb all this yucky. So when I realize it's not mine, push it away. Say a prayer. Say a prayer for whoever that energy is affecting. Say a prayer. Write a donation. Write to your senator. Take action. But it's not yours. Brush it off.
Right. Yeah. We can't carry the weight of the world on our shoulders and still live into day to day. It's just too difficult. Right. That's why I had to remain really calm, even about my situation. It's got to reveal itself. Normally, before I was a very spiritual person, I'd be just flipping out, crying and all that. I can't do that. I just can't do that. It just doesn't serve. It doesn't serve my health, and it doesn't make it change. Doesn't change anything. So
and the emotion blocks your spirit communication. So Allie is being calm and allowing spirit to send information to her, which is more useful.
Right. And Saint Germain came for a visit. That was
and then
cool.
Saint Germain came and talked to her about what to do. But when we're emotional, we don't have access. No kidding.
We don't have access to that. Yeah, we've got a big block around our head. Yeah. All right. So Auntie D did thank us for all the things we do. But I took it out because it was too long. So thank you, Auntie D, for your comment. Her niece Ariana's getting married on April 23rd. Will we all be in a good place with COVID? Her name, Auntie D's name is Doreen.
Yes, dear. It's a little bit COVID is going to be a little bit spiky. It's going to be some little communities are different. You're going to have little spikes. Okay. But I don't see the chart going straight up. I just see little spikes. Okay. But I think that, I wonder where you're Michigan. Okay. April 23rd. I feel like it's relatively safe. I feel like it's relatively safe. Okay. Like, as safe as you can get right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that makes sense.
Yep. What do I get? I need a better clarifier here. Well, I get soulmate and I get speak your truth. So if there is a situation that you find yourself into, even with if you have a partner, you just have to say, you need to wear a mask, or we need to distance more, or whatever it is. But I agree that, it just depends on where the spike is. But hopefully it's not as bad. Again, I'm hearing that, Hong Kong is just 3 million people have COVID or something. They did not do anything. They thought they were going to be safe, and they never got shots or anything. So, people come in from those areas as well and bring those. That's how we got COVID. So
I just feel like one person, I think that's why she's getting speak your truth. I feel like there's one person that maybe was exposed, or, there's one person that maybe there's some kind of drama about. In a way, you know what I mean? But I don't see it being a big problem. I'm going to put it that way. I think that's why Allie got that. It's more of a relationship problem. You know what I mean? Or a people problem. Like, you shouldn't have done this. You should have done that, more than an actual outbreak.
Okay. Good. Thank you. When you get together with people, it's hard enough on Thanksgiving, but you go to a wedding and you're not always, happy to see some people. So maybe it's that. I hate
back
to see
to the
that.
good old days when we could be uncomfortable with people in person.
I know, absolutely. Okay, so we got Stone Marble wanting to know, will I ever hear my spirit guides without using oracle cards? I think Susan already answered that today, actually.
Yeah, because she said I think I did. But I would say for you, Stone Marble specifically, you what they're telling me is, you still have a little bit of too much dialogue in your head. You're overthinking. You're maybe critical thinking. You're still trying to problem solve. And remember, when we're using our brain, that's not the language of spirit. That's not how spirit comes into us. Is not through the brain. It comes through the other senses, right? Our clairsentience, our claircognizance, whatever. So if you can just create a little bit more room for them to come through, they'll come through. Meditate, hobbies, different things like that. Listen to music. Just stop thinking so much.
Yeah. I get winter, honey. I know it's still winter, but yeah. And I also got unconditional. Don't put any conditions on how your guides come through.
That is the darn truth.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think we do. We want it a certain way. And that isn't always the case.
That's right. Yeah. That is so true.
I know. It's happened to me, sometimes, or you want the experience to be the same as it was last time, so to speak. And things aren't always the same. They're very different, or you get a different way of, of receiving it. So
true. That is really good information.
Thank you so much, Stone Marble. Good luck, honey. Sam, the Reiki Master. I woke up in the middle of the night. I felt a heavy, dark presence. I called upon Archangel Michael. And then I turned away from it. What was the presence? Did we have this last week?
I don't think so. I know it sounded familiar, but I don't think I don't think so. But it sounded familiar to me too.
Yeah.
All right, Sam. Thank you for your question.
She's here.
It's complicated. I'm having a hard time finding it now because it's gone, for one thing, which is good. But so your question might be like, why was it there? Why did it come? Right. So, I feel like saying something that I feel is controversial, but it's only controversial because of me and my concepts of this stuff. But I have a suspicion that our guides give us these experiences to allow us to learn. So I have a suspicion that some of these things aren't really dark, aren't really bad. However, it's a training exercise. I have a suspicion that sometimes this is a training exercise to help you learn discernment, right? Because I know that's happened to me sometimes, that I've caught them in the act. I'm just going to be honest with you, that this wasn't really a real deal, but it was. I mean, it felt real in every way possible, but it was really a training exercise. So I think, and that might sound bonkers to you guys. And hey, if it doesn't resonate with you, then it doesn't resonate. That's fine. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. Sam, I feel like you're going to be called to heal and maybe work in some other kind of way with maybe some other little bit darker energies. And they're trying to get you used to it. They're trying to show you that you called Archangel Michael and it went away, right? They're trying to give you that confidence. I hope that makes sense. What do you think, Allie?
I got inner healing coming here for you. And also stay grounded. Stay grounded. Yeah, I feel the same way. I really actually feel that way about everything that happens, even the bad things. I hate them. But what do we learn the most from? My son and I were talking about vacations we had, and we were laughing and laughing because of this. If something, it wasn't real bad, but it was, not great. And I said, we probably wouldn't have even remembered that vacation if we didn't have those weird things happen. Because really, when you think about it, we can't remember everything, like what we ate yesterday. I don't know what I ate, but I really do think so. Even though it's awful to think we have to sort of be punished or brought into a bad situation in order to grow. But if what is it? Another effing growth experience, some people will say,
Oh my God.
Got to let it go. Yeah. Auntie D wanted to tell us that her ex will be at the wedding and he hasn't been vaccinated.
Yeah, one person.
And
I feel like there's an older person. The thing that's important is I feel like there's a much, 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 much older person there who, is at risk. Not that they haven't been vaccinated, but that they're, that puts them at a higher risk, being elderly. So I feel like that's the kind of how can you do this? There's this older person here, that she's vaccinated, but she's very at risk, blah, blah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to, Blessed 1111, your question's great. I'm going to star it so I can come back to it. We have to do the ones on the boards first, okay? But thank you so much. And I agree. Sometimes we see a question that can really help everybody. And that's a great thing to be able to do. So thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Oh, going down
Linda's
to
cracking up at another effing growth experience.
You never heard that one?
Yes.
Have you ever heard that? You never heard that?
I have. No, I that's something that I used to say quite often once upon a time.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're training me out of it. They're really training me out of some things.
Oh, are they?
Okay. Yeah, because when I do certain things, the energy that comes back to me is not very nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they show me that my response was low vibration by sending it back to me.
I get it.
And then I get that low vibration back, and I'm like, oh, ow, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Yes.
So they're kind of training me out of it. We'll see.
I get it. What is it? Abraham.
Yeah. Abraham Hicks.
She calls it wobble. She calls it wobble. Yeah.
We wobble
when we say things that might be, not cool.
That's what it felt like, as a wobble back.
Wobble. All right. So,
oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. And today would be a month. And I'm sorry, Martha. She wasn't with her. My sister was. She was afraid. Is she okay? And was she upset I wasn't there? I stepped into the shower to return to be with her that night. Who is she with now? That's just what comes later.
And we don't, my mother, we don't have your mother's name. Let me see if I can find her. Yeah. Martha Pettit. Let me see.
If you're here, Martha.
For you guys that don't know this, this is unusual. Mediums don't usually dial people up on the phone.
Right. No.
This is
only take who comes through. Yeah.
This isn't a typical thing. What I do, it's just I'm a little bit different. So, and I'm terribly sorry for your loss. Your mother, Martha's mother. Her name is June. Thank you, June. That helps me, because I don't think your mother. When I go into the energy, and June, just let me know. Because once I have a validation that I'm talking to your mother, I'll continue.
Right.
But if I don't get a validation, I don't want to keep speaking to somebody who may indeed be an aunt or something, right? Mm-hmm. But when I go into your mother's energy, I feel like she's soft-spoken. I don't feel like she's a loud person. I don't feel like she would speak with conviction. I feel like she's a little bit softer communicator. Not shy or quiet, but just not talking like me. Not, hey, I'm June. Nice to meet you. Not like that. A little bit softer. Does that make sense, June? Let me know. Because if it is her, it's harder to pull her in. But I'll go ahead and pull her in, because I want to make sure that I'm talking to her. Just tell me yes or no. If it's no, that's fine. I certainly don't want to be giving you a message from the wrong person. I just feel like she was a little bit softer. Had a softer energy. And that's not.
No.
So that doesn't feel like her. Okay. So this woman that has the softer energy. I don't know, dear. I don't know if that's a grandmother that's coming in. She's very kind. Her energy is very gentle and very kind.
She didn't want to hurt people's feelings.
Oh, okay. Well,
that would be,
that could be her.
That would be kindness.
I mean, that would be her. I mean, this is the thing. What I would call soft, other people would just say, no, she's normal. If you haven't ever known somebody that's walk into a room and tell you, why in God's name would you wear that dress? You know what I mean? That is not your mom, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Right,
she's not that kind of person. She's more of a, I feel like she's telling me, let those people make a fool of themselves. That's not me, right? So I just have to try to describe her personality the best way that I can. But so anyway, who is she with? She's with a somebody. She's pointing to a man. She's with him. I feel like she has a smile. I feel like she has a very sweet, reassuring kind of smile. I feel like you and her had a good relationship. I feel like you guys were close in a way. Again, I don't think she was the kind of person who would stand up at the dinner table and tell everybody to sit down and be quiet. You know what I mean? I just think that she had this other way of energy about her. But I do feel like you and her had a closeness. I feel like your personality is a bit different than hers. I feel like you're a little bit more action, or a little bit more outward in your way of dealing with the world. But anyway, she's pointing to a man. She says she's there with her father. Okay. Her mother. I feel like her mother, her father. She's there with her family. Everything is okay. She wants to say she's fine. she says that as her husband crossed over too. I think maybe her husband is her husband, whoever that would be, because sometimes that you have stepfathers, whatever. I feel like she's talking about her husband. She's definitely pointing that that her father is there. Anyway, when she crossed over, she says it was very easy. It was very gentle. She was met with angels. It was very gentle. She even though her husband is there, I feel like her father is the one that met her. I feel like she must have had a really good relationship with her father, because her father was the one who said, no, I'm going to get her. Maybe her father was more of a personality, more of a regal, the kind of person who just took charge, maybe, especially of that. But I don't feel like her husband was the one. I feel like her husband was with her. How do I describe this? Her husband was with her close to when she crossed over, and when she crossed over, but her father is the one that came and got her. That's just what she's telling me. And that reassured her. She felt very reassured. She's fine. She's talking about, I can't do a whole reading, right? But I am kind of connected to her. She wants to talk about the event. She wants to talk about either the thing that you guys were thinking about having for her. What is that? It's she's showing me so many things at once. I don't know if she was buried, if there was a graveyard, or if somebody else was buried and she wasn't. But it feels like there is a family graveyard. I'm not sure if she's in it, but she's showing me that. And also that she's talking about there's talk amongst the family about doing something, a celebration of her life. Maybe this has already happened. Anyway, she's aware of everything. She visits you guys. She's safe. She's sound. She sends her love. She knows that she was loved, and she loves all of you back. And she's okay.
Wow. That's really cool. It looks like she gave a lot of affirmation to what you were saying. So I think you got her.
Okay.
I get the message that you should surrender to spirit, meaning that once you've done everything you can, turn it over to the divine and let the spirit work through you. Remember, it's not a problem you weren't there, because we don't. It's like if we go to a cemetery, they aren't there. And we think that, so it's the same way if you weren't with them. I wasn't with my dad when he passed.
I wasn't with my dad either. I was traveling.
Yeah, I was traveling to see him, actually.
Yeah.
I was on a plane, and he started talking to me, and I knew he was gone at that point. So do find the balance, Martha. Find balance. And I don't know if this is you or her, but she said, find your divine feminine, and it sounds like your mother might have been that quiet, kind person that was a divine feminine. So, yeah, don't blame yourself.
She was confident. I mean, I don't want you to think that she wasn't a pushover. She was confident, but she didn't need to tell everybody about everything. She just wasn't a talker. So people that aren't talkers, I have to work a little bit harder to get them to come in.
Sure. Or sometimes they don't want to come in at all. Yeah. It reminds me of my son's dogs. We took them to go get groomed the other day, and they just flattened out, and I had to pull them along.
No.
Kicking and screaming. Yeah. All right. This is Anne B. She'd love any thoughts about helping her sister Linnea, who has depression, and what may be the root cause. She seems stuck on her path. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Martine Marzulli. That's very kind of you.
Thank you so very nice of you. And so many, I guess this is a good question in the sense that so many of us probably need to hear this answer. But for you, this is your sister's path. I know you want to help her, but you have to understand you may not be able to, right? I mean, when you're depressed, you don't really hear outside information the way you would normally hear it. It's everything is far away, right? So I'm not sure that you're going to be able to help her. But here's the thing. So let me say specifically, specifically for your sister, what they're saying is if you're in the same town as her, you can, this is specific for your sister, okay? You can go over and bring old photos of really, don't just bring the album that's going to upset her, because she may see something, right, that's upsetting. Mm-hmm. Take some photos out, or have them on your phone or computer or whatever that are fun. You're going to curate. That's the word. I kept hearing narrate. I'm like, that's not it. Curate. So you're going to pick and choose, because what's going to happen is you're going to transport her back to the time when she was happy. And then she's going to be able to feel those feelings of joy and happiness. And so that's something you can do for her. Another thing you can do is just, I don't know. They're showing me that she's pushing you away. I feel like she's becoming a little bit of a recluse, that she's pushing you away. This is what I'm saying. It's very hard. My brother went through this. It was very, look, if they're not going to answer the phone and they're not going to answer the door, then there's not a lot you can do. There just isn't. So when she's ready, and you see a crack in the facade and she's ready, jump in and take her out of the house. Go to have dinner or lunch somewhere nice, not nice, just somewhere away where you can sit outside. The weather's nice. You're just going to have to just help her where you can. But I want to tell everybody else on this video, we're all really at risk for depression right now.
Yeah.
Our energy we cannot sustain. My guides told me this morning while I was sitting in the bathtub, because I have to get in water. That is the only safe place for me, is in water. And they said, you cannot sustain this. Mm-hmm. Right? I know reading yesterday, my dad came through and told me to calm down. I'm like, am I upset? I'm not upset. Right? We don't think we're upset. We think we're dealing with everything just fine. But truth be told, on the inside, we're really not. So listen, guys, we all need to, I just feel like shouting about this. We cannot get through this time if we're going to take on the world's troubles. Period. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're not going to make it to August. You're not. You're going to be a recluse, a shut-in. You're going to gain weight. You're going to be unhealthy. And then you're going to wake up with a lot more problems than you have now. So let's just take a deep breath right now and start pushing all this energy that isn't ours away from us. And then whenever stuff is really yours, take some deep breaths. And, one thing they told me is write down, you've heard of the gratitude list, right? Write down 50 things you're grateful for. That's really important. It can boost your vibration and energy like you cannot believe. I'm telling you. So when you get to 20, you've already counted your kids, your fingers, your toes, your cat, your dog. And that's when the magic happens, because when you have to start looking for things to be grateful for, that's when the shift happens. That's when you go, wow, I didn't know those flowers are blooming. I forgot I even planted those flowers. I didn't even water those flowers. Why are they blooming? Wow, I'm really grateful for the blue sky today. That's the shift, folks. But another thing you can do is happy. What makes you happy? Write down 40 things that make you happy. I dare you. Because I could have come up with 20, and I'm a pretty positive person.
Yeah.
So then again, the shift happens, because then I realized at 20, I hadn't written down really important things in my life that I know make me happy. And why didn't I write them down for the first 20 times? Why were they missing the first 20 times? Well, because I am disassociating from what's making me happy. I've got too many layers of tension, of stress, so that I'm not connected to what's making me happy anymore. So these lists can make you happy. Put them on your bathroom mirror and read them every day. When you're sad and you feel that impending doom that's not yours or is yours, go look at the list and do something off the list. And that, I'm going to stop my rant.
It's okay. It's okay, because I got the same thing. I got manifest a merry motive to find balance.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah. And I got face painting and balloons, making balloon animals and going over there with the balloon animal hat and giving her one. Why don't we paint your face today? Maybe I'm way off because maybe she wouldn't like that, but it's like, what's merry? What would make her happy? A merry motive. Let's go get a banana split. I don't know. I just, and I'm seeing the same thing over here in the chat. Exactly the same thing. People are giving ideas of what you can do in order for you to feel better. And, of course, it's very difficult. When someone's depressed, we used to say, snap out of it. I remember that so well. And that isn't going to work. But, if you can get her laughing, if you could find the balance there was a guy who had cancer and he checked himself into a motel and watched all the funny movies like Groucho Marx and all those things. And he laughed his butt off for like 5 or 6 days and his cancer went into remission. Now, whether that was because of that or not, I don't know, but why not try? Yeah, absolutely. I send her lots of love and for you as well, Anne, because it's not fun to be the person that has to do the work in order to make people happy. So,
and just remember, you may not be able to make her happy. I mean, it's not your job, and this is the whole point of our lesson on Earth right now. It's not my job to save Ukraine. It's my job to save Susan. Right. And in as much as I can save Susan and I can raise my vibration, I might be able to then send energy out to others. Right?
Yeah. You can't drink from an empty glass, as Susan said, or a half-filled one. You need to be filled up in order to be able to do that. And so same thing with you Reiki people, sending love and energy and light. Make sure you do yourself. That's the first thing you're taught in Reiki, actually, to give light and love to yourself.
There you go.
Yep. All right. So I only have 2 more questions, and then I have been clicking on some of the comments and stuff. We'll do those, and then. So Linda Thompson, this is pretty long. Mom's sister Millie, born in 2008, died and always sick. They were very poor. The police took her to Lynn Hospital by police car while her grandmother went on foot to be there, but she got there and Mildred was gone. The nurse tried to bring the fever down with a cool bath, but it was a shock to Mildred and she died. Oh, where's the last part? Oh, here it is. My mother was a year younger and didn't understand all that was going on. She cried as Mildred was covered up and buried. She never forgot it. Is my mom and my grandmother and Mildred, are they all together?
Yes, that's terrible. I mean, what a different life our grandparents and parents had, right? What a more brutal life in some ways, right? To experience that stuff without any, barrier. It's just right there. So Mildred is fine. Mildred's with everybody. To me, that was a long list. Was this her mother? I got confused.
Mildred is her sister.
My mother is just.
Yeah. No, her sister's the one that died. She was 9 years old. And so Mildred is the sister.
Okay.
But she wonders if the mother is with her and her mother. Yeah.
Okay. So Mildred is the sister. Okay. Who am I talking to? Mildred and and
you need the mother's name, I guess, and the sister.
That's okay. My mom's sister Millie was born. This is like a word problem, like I can't figure it out. But
is my mother with her past sister and mother?
Okay,
I guess that's the question.
There's somebody who's coming through. I don't know if you're in the chat, dear, but there's somebody that's coming through that is happy, that is literally dancing, that I feel like she's wearing new shoes, like she has new shoes. The shoes are important. Like maybe there wasn't money for shoes, and when
Probably
you got
not.
new shoes, it was a big deal. And what she's showing me, and it might be a metaphor, but I'm seeing this sort of patent leather shoes. And I'm seeing dancing. I'm just seeing her feet, kind of going like that, right? So I feel like it's that she's happy, that it was I hear her saying the tragedy was on this side of the veil, right? The tragedy was for the living, not for the deceased. And on the deceased side, she was welcomed and cared for in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this person again? The original person is what's her name?
Mildred.
The person who
Mildred's
posted
the one. Yeah.
Is Mildred?
Oh, you're wanting to know who asked the question?
Yeah, Linda Thompson.
Linda Thompson.
Linda Thompson. Yeah. There's a lot of star energy around them. Okay, so there's a lot of star seed, star nebula energy around your family over there. That's a very interesting to me. It's not something I see very often. I just wanted to point that out to you because I think that you're going to understand that, or you're fixing to understand that. But so the family's fine. I feel like there's men there. Everybody is fine. She's fine. I mean, I know it's tragic. It's terribly tragic, horrible, to be honest with you. But again, she's just saying the tragedy is on the living's end, not on her
That's
end.
right.
It was peaceful. She was fine. It was a peaceful transition. It wasn't horrendous. It wasn't murder. What's the murder got to do with anything? I don't know. She's just saying that it wasn't violent, right? It was a peaceful transition. So yeah, she sends her love. She's been with you throughout your life many times. She says many times you knew she was there. You sensed her. Mm-hmm. She was communicating with you, and you know this. She feels like you know this, but you don't trust it. What do you get, Allie?
I get things are bearing fruit because you're strengthening yourself. Look at the lion. So things are bearing fruit for you, Linda. Just keep it up, because I think Mildred says, I talk to you all the time. You're not trusting it. And, use your strength to realize that we're all watching over you. Yeah, that's what I got. Thank you. All right. Last one here from the boards. Ellen Maxwell, her son Michael died. Wonders if you have any messages from him. I think you talked to Michael, but it was in the fall, right after he died. So
okay,
thank you, Larica.
I don't remember my sessions because I try to step aside and let spirit come through. Ellen, I'm just going to say I'm sorry again for your loss, because it just doesn't matter how many times I say it. The suffering is for us. The suffering is on our side. So I'm bringing him in a little closer to me. I feel like, and I don't know if you're here. Oh, good. Yeah. I told you intentional accidental. I don't know. Intentional accidental. Ellen, I'm hearing music or I don't know. I'm seeing notes, like music notes. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Oh, wrong thing. Sorry.
I don't know what intentional accidental.
I think intentional.
Intentional accidental.
You told her it was intentional, but accidental.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know if he liked music, played music, wrote music. There's something about music notes. Instead of like hearing music, I'm seeing the notes like on paper. Perhaps that's something that you do. Maybe he's telling me something that he's seeing that you've been playing music, or somebody has music sheets. He loved music. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm seeing the music. I'm feeling that he's very interested in energy, so his new world is energy. Now, this is silly because our world is actually energy too, but humans don't know that. And it's a little bit limited. Our command of energy is a little bit limited. His world, everything that he does over there is energetic, right? Everything is energetic. So he's I just see these swirling colors of blues and greens and purples. And I feel like he's playing with the energy over there. I think that he was a very creative soul. And he likes, and he is creative. And I would say that he wasn't a slug. If you understand, like, I see him doing things like being a little bit active. So he's over there playing with these energy balls. Like as the ball swirls around, the energy leaves a trail of color that goes around and around. And in this way, it's very fascinating for him. So he's keeping himself busy with these things. It's again, I just keep hearing the word. It's fascinating, Mom. It's fascinating. Look at this. There's something about your bedroom, about a window, about a bird. I feel like it's a blackbird. It could be a raven. It could be a crow. I feel like there's something about looking out your window. And I feel like the window is in your bedroom. And I feel like maybe you stand in your bedroom and look out the window to just, you reminisce, or you get caught up in just thinking sometimes. But I feel like, he made beautiful tables with swirls of colored resin.
Wow.
So basically exactly what I was seeing. So, but what is it with the window? He says, Mom, pensive. The word is pensive. When we get pensive and we look out a window, we're just sort of not in our body. We're just kind of out there. I don't know what he's talking about with that, but there's something about your bedroom window. I don't know. I don't understand. But I guess what I'll say is that he's telling me that when you do that, so you do have a window in your bedroom and you do look out and listen to your birds. Okay, so there he is. He's with you when you're doing that. And he wants to say, just lastly, when you do that, Mom, you're going across the veil. Okay, so when you do that, you're sort of flowing across the veil, and that's you're in the in-between space is what he's saying. Right. Yep. When he's saying that's everybody, when we're pensive or we're daydreaming, we're sort of in that in-between space. He sends lots and lots of love to you. He's also talking about something new that you have. Perhaps you've done some new decorating, or you've bought some sort of new fabric. I don't know if it's a pillow or it's some kind of new thing. He says it looks very good, Mom. He says that you've chosen some colors that you don't normally. You're getting bold in your color choice. He's very talkative today. See, this is the difference, right? One spirit, if you're not talkative, I'm just not going to get that much immediately. But he's just like jabbering, basically.
Right.
But anyway, he sends his love to you. He's with you all the time. He loves you. He's sorry that he hurt you. He's terribly sorry. It's in his heart. He's terribly sorry that he hurt you. Wow. He's still busy. He's still with you, but I think that must be what he's talking about. When you're looking out the window, that's when you might want to try to communicate with him. Because grief is a block. Grief tends to block us. It does. Sadness, grief, those sort of energies.
I get that there are no such things as there are meaningful coincidences. Those are synchronicities. That's what Susan's talking about in a lot of ways. And it is connection with divinity. So yes, I feel the same way that, that period of time that you're connecting with him, you are part of the divine. And so is he. He loved birds and animals. Oh, well, there you are watching him from the window, really, and becoming who they are. Yeah. Andrea, this channel is the Ace Hardware of new tools and special projects. I love that. Andrea, you are such a hoot, honestly.
And okay. Ellen, I'm telling you, you're going to be doing decorating, and he wants you to choose bold colors. So if you haven't done it, just give yourself a little time, because he's urging you to do it. And I feel like you'll find yourself at like a home goods store. You'll find yourself like have you ever done this where you're going to one store, but you find yourself going into the store 3 stores down. You're like, what am I doing? And then you've got the cart and you're driving around and you're like, and people are, can I help you? No, I don't know what I'm looking for. Well, that's him. He really wants you to add some accent. I'm getting chills. He really wants you to add some accent colors. Really, this guy was about color, right? He was creative. He wants you to change it up in your house. It'll boost your energy.
Boost your energy and make, Yeah.
Sorry,
Wow.
that went on. Sorry, guys.
That's awesome.
When they get a hold of me like that, I start talking.
You can't
fast
get away. I know. It's amazing. That's beautiful. Okay, we have one here. How do I protect myself or get rid of a negative energy? A reader mentioned it. Gosh, they should have given you a way to deal with that. That you don't leave it like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Valerie.
Yeah. I'm not that kind of reader. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna have to,
no offense to
let's
the
sit down and
person.
figure out a plan here.
Yeah, no offense, but yeah.
So, Valerie, okay, how do you get rid of a negative energy? There's so many ways in it, and they all can work. And I want you to hear, I want everybody in the chat, everybody watching this video to hear these words, because this is apparently something that's happening right now. These energies think that we're patsies. They think that we're easy marks. They think that we're victims, that we're just, little silly things that they can harass. Now, when we think that, then we become that. So here's the thing. You have to tell these energies, I know, as a human, I know that that if I tell you to go, you have to go. So they're counting on you not knowing that you have power.
Right.
They're counting on you not knowing that you can put boundaries up. Listen, everybody in your life, if you don't put boundaries up, what are they going to do? Walk all over you. The same thing in the spirit world. And it's particularly worse. Please hear this. It's particularly worse when you have abilities, but you don't know you have them.
Right.
Or you don't accept them.
You block them. Yeah.
Because they know you have them. You're like a little beacon of light, but you don't know your light is on. So all these energies that want to jack with you come down and jack with you. And you're like, what is happening all of a sudden? Why is all this stuff happening? Well, because your little light is on, but you don't know it's on. And you don't know to take the steps to put the boundaries out. So that's number one. Number two, so you have to stand in your power. Number two, you call in Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael it doesn't matter what religion that you are or that you're no religion. Archangel Michael, Metatron, Saint Germain that Allie had come in to help her. They're all free agents. The Catholic Church does not own them. Okay? They were just smart enough to take them. But they're really going to help anybody. It doesn't matter. And people will say, well, I don't want to bother them. For Christ's sakes, they can split themselves into infinitesimal, into zillions of little particles of energy, and it doesn't matter. Their job is to help us.
Right.
So by not asking for help, you're sort of denying them the job that they're here to do. So call in Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is the archangel with the sword. He is the protector of the light workers.
That's right.
So that's the first thing I do. I call in Archangel Michael. Secondly, if you feel like it, call in Metatron. But call in whoever comes to mind. Call in Jesus. Call in God. Say the Lord's Prayer. All of these things work. It's not like just this works and nothing else works. You have a vast array of tools. And sometimes this works and this doesn't. And sometimes that works and this doesn't. So you have to just keep, using. But Archangel Michael works 99% of the time. So that's really my first go-to. And then put up some boundaries, right? One thing that I've started doing is surrounding myself with these angels that have this really high-pitched singing. And the high-pitched singing is like a dog whistle. Like no one can hear it. But you know who can hear it? Is other energies of the light. And they're drawn to it. So then you have this pile-on of circling you or your house or whatever of this beautiful light energy. And I want to tell you guys that when they're singing, it's the most glorified glory thing that they could ever do. By calling them to help you, you're allowing them to experience this beautiful glory. That's their soul path. So when they do that, dark energies, it splits their ears. They
Yeah.
can't handle it. So
Right.
when you do that, you know, you're surrounded by this beautiful energy, and it's not coming from you. You're not powering any of this stuff. You're not having to be plugged into. Doesn't come from you. It comes from Creator.
The energy.
It doesn't make you tired. It's just something that is.
Yep.
Raise your vibration. The higher your vibration, don't be cynical. Try not to be self-criticizing. If you tap into Ukraine and war energy, I promise you, it's happened to me. I wake up in the middle of the night hearing bombs, but they're not bombs in my house or in my little town.
Oh, wow, Susan. Wow.
So I have to cut cords with Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because I've drugged that energy with me into my consciousness.
Wow.
Okay,
Understood.
so hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Nothing against the reader. I want you to understand that. But I do believe that if you're told something about the energies, you might want to find out what to do about getting rid of them. And I would like to say that, you know, that's important. And
ask them.
These people and these dark energies, they give you a tall tale, honest to God. They make you think that you are a puppet. They're a puppet. And you're not.
Fear.
But you are at a crossroads, Valerie. You are at a crossroads. And I think things are going to pick up really big for you. We're all at a crossroads. Many of us are. But you specifically are. It came through for you. So I wish you well, dear. And keep those bad guys away.
Look on the bright side. They just told me, look on the bright side. Keep looking on the bright side for you. Okay?
Yeah.
And expect miracles, expect positivity, and it will come to you. The universe is a mirror.
Yeah.
When you're sending out fear and anxiety, it gets right back to you. So let's send out love and positivity that our lives are going to be fantastic, and it'll come back to you.
Awesome. So I'm brought this one up. We're at a little bit over an hour, and we've really got to go along. And you know, it's a lot of work for Susan to channel through all these things, but you did mention how to bring positive energy and love and protection in. And I agree that we are in more of an impact if we are coming from a higher vibration. But I'm going to let Susan address it, although she has said this throughout the show. But go ahead, Susan.
I think the only thing I haven't addressed as individually or as a group, don't let anything stand in your way, right? So if you're saying, well, it's better if I get in a group, so I'm not doing it, I'm waiting for the group, then don't do that, right? It's better to send it individually if that's the easiest thing for you to do. If it's easy for you to join a meditation, Allie mentioned in the beginning of our show that many YouTube channels are having online meditations. Of course, and Linda G is doing her prayers. If you guys haven't joined Linda G with her prayers, do it. I'm telling you, I was transported, like boom. It's powerful. So do it individually and then join a group if you can. So how about that?
I agree with that so much. And I know that sometimes I'll see people that are working on just sending light out to the world. And if I happen to see that someone's having a show like that, I either jump right on there with them or ask if I can come in as well. Or I work with them. You know, I watch it later. Because it doesn't matter what time you watch it or do it. You don't have to be there when they're doing it. You can watch it. And the same thing, you get the same energy. And yes, Susan said this, create healthy boundaries.
And I say this stuff, look, everything I say is stuff that I've learned. I'm going to tell you guys, I am struggling with this stuff. I'm right down in the mud, pig pen, which mentioned earlier. I am not on some high holy thing. I'm just telling you what Spirit is telling me to tell you. But let me tell you, I struggle with all the same things.
We do. We all do. Yeah, it doesn't matter how spiritual you might think you are. We all struggle with the earthly stuff. Yeah, we're human. That's human. Right. We're human. Yeah. Well, I thank you so much. I thank all of these wonderful people for being here every single week. For over a year that we work together. We're going to be working together again. I just know it. And there will be, right now we're taking a break, much needed break. And, but honestly, I send love and light to Susan on her journey of what she's doing. Please also send me some back, everybody.
Yes, I do.
Because I need it just as much. And I know you all need it just as much. You are the one that made this show very, very successful. And I absolutely adore each and every one of you. And Susan, of course, for her contribution every week. Thank you very much.
It has been a magical journey, but it isn't over. It is not over. It's just a different version of a magical journey.
That's right. I got goosebumps. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys.
Much love.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.